It was supposed to be just another Calvin Klein campaign, sleek, modern, elegant, and minimalistic. But when Jungkook appeared on the screen, everything changed. The world stopped. The lighting shifted. The internet froze. And millions of hearts began to beat faster. There he was, the man who could turn silence into screams and calmness into chaos with just one look. Jungkook, the golden maknae of BTS, had just delivered what fans are calling the most iconic fashion moment of his career. From the first frame, it wasn't just about fashion. It was art. It was rebellion wrapped in velvet lighting, danger bathed in soft amber hues, and confidence written across every motion of his body. Jungkook didn't just wear Calvin Klein, he became Calvin Klein. His presence filled the red hallway like a storm trapped inside a dream, ready to explode into motion. The setting was simple, a red hallway glowing like the inside of a heartbeat. But Jungkook turned simplicity into something unforgettable. Dressed in black from head to toe, a leather jacket hugging his frame, dark pants moving rhythmically as he walked, he didn't need extravagance. His confidence was the luxury. The subtle piercings on his lips caught the light with every tilt of his head, while his eyes, deep and unflinching, told stories no words could capture. Is this real? A fan commented within seconds of the campaign dropping. He doesn't even have to move. He owns the screen. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all flooded with one thing. Jungkook in Calvin Klein. Edits, reactions, and heart-stopping slow-motion cuts dominated every feed. Even fashion experts, usually calm and collected, couldn't resist the energy of that look, because this wasn't just about how he looked. It was about how he made people feel. The power of presence. What makes Jungkook different isn't only his face or his physique. It's the aura. He doesn't chase the camera chases him. Every frame of the Calvin Klein campaign felt like a chase, as if the lens itself was trying to keep up with his intensity. His movements were deliberate, his eyes locked with invisible fire, and his posture screamed confidence born from growth, pain, and self-belief. There's something magnetic about the way he moves. It's not loud or forced. It's precise, quiet, yet commanding. Like a whisper that demands attention. In this campaign, Jungkook embodied the duality of modern masculinity, soft yet strong, wild yet controlled, mysterious yet completely real. The piercings, the tattoos, the shadows on his face, they weren't just for aesthetics. They were symbols of evolution, of the journey from an innocent boy in a no more dream to a global fashion icon who bends industries with his mere presence. From idol to fashion powerhouse, Calvin Klein didn't choose Jungkook randomly. They chose him because he represents something that fashion craves but rarely finds: authenticity. Jungkook doesn't wear trends, he defines them. Every time he steps into a campaign, it becomes a cultural phenomenon. His collaborations don't just sell clothes, they sell feelings. When he became the global ambassador for Calvin Klein, the internet lost its breath. The fusion of his raw, charismatic energy with the brand's sleek aesthetic was a match made in heaven, or rather, made in fire. Each campaign since then has pushed boundaries, but this one hit differently. The red hallway, the black leather, the piercing gaze, the sound of footsteps echoing down the corridor like the heartbeat of millions watching behind their screens. Every detail seemed perfectly crafted to frame Jungkook as not just a model, but a living, breathing symbol of desire, dominance, and artistry. He doesn't just wear Calvin Klein, one fashion critic said. He redefines what Calvin Klein means. And it's true. For years, Calvin Klein has been known for timeless sensuality, but Jungkook brought something new. Youth mixed with mystery, vulnerability woven with danger, and an unfiltered intensity that made even silence feel loud. The red hallway phenomenon. That red hallway has now become legendary. Fans call it Jungkook's corridor of power. Every step he took, every glance he threw over his shoulder, felt like choreography between confidence and chaos. His hands brushed the walls as if balancing between control and surrender. The golden glow above reflected on his dark hair, highlighting the contrast. The boy who once sang about chasing dreams now walking through a world he built with his own hands. Some fans pointed out that the scene felt metaphorical, as if Jungkook was walking down a path that represented his journey through fame. Red for passion, danger, and desire. narrow for the weight of expectations. But at the end of that hallway, freedom, expression, self-acceptance. When he turned his head toward the camera and gave that piercing look, it wasn't just a pose. It was a statement, a declaration. This is who I am now. Social media eruption within minutes of release. Hashtags like hashtag Jungkook Calvin Klein, hashtag RedRoomJK, and hashtag Jungkook iconic look began trending worldwide. Clips of the campaign gathered millions of views, and fans from across the globe couldn't stop reposting. Some called it art in motion. Others said it was the rebirth of modern masculinity. Even those who weren't part of the BTS fandom couldn't help but notice. Fashion influencers, photographers, and stylists began dissecting every frame. The lighting, the outfit, the body language. Every small detail became part of a larger conversation. How can someone make a simple hallway look like a cinematic revolution? Fashion magazines began dubbing it the Jungkook effect. Brands started referencing the aesthetic. Models wanted to recreate the energy, but none could capture the same electricity because Jungkook wasn't performing. He was being. Behind the look, what made this Calvin Klein moment so powerful wasn't just the visuals. It was the essence of Jungkook himself. His effortless ability to turn vulnerability into dominance, softness into strength, and stillness into movement is what sets him apart. The styling was a masterstroke. The oversized leather jacket symbolized control and rebellion. The all-black palette gave him an aura of sophistication and mystery. The silver chains around his neck whispered of rockstar confidence, while the lip piercings spoke of defiance, of a man no longer confined by image or expectation. Every thread of that outfit told a story, the story of someone who grew up in the spotlight, faced every possible pressure, and still emerged unshaken, bolder than ever. Why fans call it iconic for armies. This campaign felt personal. It wasn't just about Jungkook looking stunning. It was about witnessing his transformation in real time. From the shy teenager who blushed on stage to the confident icon who owns luxury fashion campaigns, it's been a journey of empowerment, both for him and for those who admire him. Fans flooded social media with emotional captions. He's not just modeling. He's telling his story. This look will go down in history. I've never seen anyone embody confidence like this. And indeed, it wasn't just about beauty. It was about self-expression, growth, and the freedom to show who you really are. No apologies, no filters. Jungkook didn't need to scream to be heard. He just existed, and the world listened. A cultural moment in an era where trends come and go, Jungkook's Calvin Klein look became a cultural timestamp. A moment that will be remembered, replayed, and referenced for years to come. His visual impact transcended fandoms, languages, and industries. He didn't just represent Calvin Klein. He represented evolution. He became the bridge between music and fashion, between East and West, between raw instinct and refined art. The campaign wasn't just promotional material. It was storytelling without words. Fashion insiders have already begun to compare this moment to some of the greatest fashion campaigns in history. But even they admit, there's something different about Jungkook. Something alive. Something that can't be replicated by lighting, styling, or even skill. It's soul. The man behind the look, behind the piercing eyes and bold poses, there's still Jungkook. The same person who laughs easily, loves his music deeply, and works tirelessly behind the scenes. His humility and grounded personality make the contrast of his Calvin Klein image even more mesmerizing. He's the perfect paradox, fierce yet kind, mysterious yet open, powerful yet human. That's why fans relate to him. That's why his confidence doesn't intimidate. It inspires. This campaign reminded everyone that Jungkook isn't trying to fit a mold. He's breaking it. And that, perhaps, is why this look feels different. It's not about perfection. It's about authenticity. The legacy of a look years from now. People will look back at this Calvin Klein campaign as more than an advertisement.